Yay Networks.
But nevertheless, y'all, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Cornelius.
Hey, y'all. This is Heather, and welcome back to This Is Life.
And, yo, man, we want to talk about our kids.
Yeah, our kids are amazing. I'm sure everybody feels biased about their kid, as you should. But all three of our children have three completely different personalities.
We talk about a little parenting in this episode, y'all. So
yeah, a little bit of parenting.
Yeah, you have a story with Taylor.
Taylor's super witty. I mean, she's really funny. And she said some people don't understand my sense of humor. She was like, ugh.
She does that all the time.
Exactly. Like,
she's like, ugh.
Right. Because she'll say something that's like not respectful, but it is because the way she said it. She's like, girl, I'm joking with you. Yeah, or she'll be like, yes, girl. And I'll be like, girl. She's like, I mean, ma'am, you know what I mean, mom. You know what I mean? Like, she's so funny.
Yeah,
She's got such a strong personality, right? It's funny. She had messaged me. She texted me. And I said, send me a picture. She had gone to Six Flags with some of her little friends and some of our family when they were in town. And I said, send me a picture, a selfie when you guys get there. So she sent me a selfie of her and Roman. And then she messaged. She said, I said, thanks for sending me a picture. It means a lot. She's like, you're welcome. Did the boy send you anything? I said, you mean your brother, Logan? She said, yes. And and then I said, he sent me a selfie when he got there. I was like, you're hilarious. She's like, I know, queen. But the way she just naturally talks,
yeah,
somebody would look at that as their personality if I wasn't healthy and shut it down.
Yeah, like she's disrespectful.
She's
like
disrespectful.
I felt people hearing you talk, and it was like, she disrespectful. And it's like, oh, y'all have no idea.
You have no idea. She's so sensitive. You could crush her little spirit in 2.5 seconds flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she's super funny, and that's who she is. And she's witty, and she comes up with crazy ideas. And she's just like, when she brings something to you, she wants to plate it perfect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And give it to you. And, you know, she's hard on herself when she doesn't get it right. I remember we go walking on the lake just about every day with the kids. Mm-hmm. And she sat in the stroller. We have a Veer wagon. She sat on one side, and Logan's pretty hard on her sometimes.
Logan's hard on her all the time.
Yeah, right. And so he's like, I don't understand. You're 8 years old. Why are you sitting in the wagon and going off on her? And I said, Taylor's had yesterday was her birthday. She had a really long day. She's walked almost 2.5, 3 miles. I said, I think it's okay. And then before we walk the lake, we race. I said, and Taylor raced earlier, and we did squats and high knees and all that stuff. And I said, she's done a lot. And I think sometimes it's okay to take a break and rest sometimes when we're tired.
Right.
We don't have to keep trying to show up and prove to everybody that we can do everything. I said, if Taylor wants to take a little break, she should be able to do that. And Taylor's like, you know what? Thank you, Mom, for saying that. And she's like, you're right. But it freed Logan because 10 minutes later, he said, can I sit in the wagon? His big old 10-year-old self, 5'4".
I know.
He sat in the wagon. He said, this is amazing. I said, isn't that so cool when you stop being critical of Tay and realize you need a break too.
Right.
It's okay. We're human.
And they're some dope kids. I got a story with Taylor. So me and my wife, we're upstairs in the bedroom, we chill in the bed, whatever, just kind of relaxing. And Taylor comes upstairs and she's like, I have a surprise for you. She has these little shot glasses. Now, let's rewind. Go back. I was downstairs. And when I was downstairs, I love watermelon. It's like my favorite fruit, watermelon and grapes. So Taylor was taking some of the watermelon and she was putting it inside of a bowl. And I'm like, okay, like Taylor, because she loves it too. And she's over, she's watching TV and I see her at the table and she has her hands in her bowl. And she's just crushing up the watermelon. I said, what are you doing? And she said, nothing. She's like, I'm making crushed watermelon. And I was like, okay, because I know that she likes culinary art.
She loves cooking.
I know that she loves cooking.
She's very creative.
Like, I don't want to diminish that in her. I want to encourage it. And maybe she saw something she wanted to do with it. So it was what it was. So she's sitting there, she's crunching it up. She's crunching it with her hands, So then now fast forward, we're upstairs in the room and she looks and she says, yes, I have something I have a treat for you. And I was like, okay. I said, what is it? So she hands it to Heather. And you said, oh my goodness, what is it? She said, it's crushed watermelon.
Crushed watermelon juice. And mind you, I didn't see the behind. So here I am just chugging this shot. And he over there talking about, I'm good. I was like, why are you good? Should I be good? Because I definitely just drank all those germs.
She looked at me, she said, Daddy, I made yours too. I said, no, baby. I don't.
But Taylor gets upset when you don't try her food.
She was like, Dad, really?
She said, I make all this stuff and you never try it.
She said, you never try it. I was like, you know what, baby girl? I said, give it here. And I was like, dear God. I just did one shot. Whoop, just drunk it. I said, baby, that was so good. But yo, she legit used her hands. Like I was watching her as she watched TV.
And you wonder, like, did she wash her hands?
She did wash her hands. I know she did. I saw her come right inside, grab the watermelon. She
helped me cook dinner last night, but prior to, she was showing me her gymnastics moves. So she's doing flips and cartwheels on the floor. And then she comes over and she wants to start cooking. And I said, she went to go pick up something with her hand. I was making chicken skewers for you. She goes to grab the chicken and I was like, Tay, did you wash your hands? She said, oh. She was like, my bad, queen. And she's like, let me go wash my hands. She's like, it doesn't matter. We're going to cook the germs off anyways. And I was like, no, friend. No, queen.
No. That doggone Taylor, man, I tell you what.
She is funny. That girl.
And Roman has this kind of swag.
He's so swaggy. How is he so swaggy at 3 or 4?
I have no idea. Like when I was a kid, I was not that swaggy. I was a little plump kid. Like they call me Pillsbury Doughboy, and they call me Kool-Aid Man because I wore this red shirt to school one time.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
So it's like, but see Roman, I'm just like, he'll put his hat on backwards. He'll be walking through the house. He'd be like, "What's up?"
Right.
I'm like, "Yo, who are you? Who are you?
Who are you?"
And he just walk like I'm sitting on the couch. He like, "What's up? What's up, Pops? Pops? But who is Pops?"
He's such a LA baby. He's like not a Southern baby because all our other two, I mean, Taylor most times says ma'am, yes ma'am, in general when we're serious.
Yes. Logan
all the time. Yes ma'am, yes sir, very respectful.
He's a product of Mount Perrin Christian School.
That's the school they went to in Atlanta. But Roman be like, what up? And I'd be like, sir, hello. But
he'll see a whole adult and he'll be like, hey, like look at you, look at that nice hair. And he'll be like, what's up? And he'll just walk off. I'm like, Roman, come back.
Sir.
Eye contact, yes sir. Like, thank you. Say thank you. And he, thank you. And he just walks away.
And he'll roll his eyes. Yeah.
Roman's different.
He wants his own. Isn't there a shark story? The little cupcakes that La Shanika sent.
Man, so yeah, I'm sitting there, or we're in the kitchen, right? So, you know, his birthday is here, and somebody brought over some cupcakes, and his cupcakes had little sharks on them. So the icing is literally like the top of it is literally a shark's head.
Yeah.
So he looks at me. I'm in the kitchen. He says, Dad, I want a cupcake. I'm like, okay, bet. Get one. Like it is yours. He takes the cupcake off. He sits it down, opened up the box of cupcakes. And I said, well, this shark is missing a head. I said, who ate the head off this one? This little dude looked me directly in the face and said, I guess the other shark. So I look, and so Logan is standing in the kitchen with me, and we just so happened to look each other together, lock eyes, and we both just dropped our head and just shook our head.
Right.
And Logan said, Roman, that doesn't make sense. Roman said, it does in my head, and walked off.
And he don't care.
Didn't care.
He don't care.
Me and Logan was like, hold up. Logan said, Dad, what just happened? And I'm like, bruh, I guess
Roman is different.
It is what it is.
He's different, a good different. But I remember when I was pregnant with him, I was so strong. I felt like for 9 months I didn't have feelings or emotions. I
remember you didn't have any feelings or emotions. You were cutthroat.
I was very cutthroat.
You told me I was emotional.
I did.
You told me I was emotional many times.
You need to get your feelings together because you live in your feelings.
And the crazy thing is that was like night and day comparison to what you used to tell me, because you used to tell me I didn't have emotions.
Yeah, but when I was pregnant, I couldn't cry. Like I tried to force myself to cry. I was like, Like I tried. Like I remember my baby shower.
Oh, I was about to bring up your baby shower.
Someone threw a surprise baby shower for me, and maybe like 20 or 30 of my friends came.
All in the basement.
On the basement. And I told him I didn't want anything because it was the third kid. You know, by the third kid, people are like, I ain't doing nothing else. Y'all just keep having kids.
I know. We ain't going to keep supporting this habit.
I know, right? And so everybody's going around being like, you know, I got.
Well, before you say it, let's go to a break and then let's come back.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's go to a real quick break. Today's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Again, This is Life with Heather and Cornelius is sponsored by BetterHelp. I think we're having this honest discussion about authenticity and showing up and being real. And sometimes with life, you feel uncertain. You don't feel like you have it all together, or you don't feel like you're in a safe place to be able to be open. That's why we love BetterHelp. Yeah. With a network of therapists where you can find that safe place to open up, to be real, to be seen, to be known, and then to be able to process, and they can help to add verbiage to your pain. It's real. Is something that money can't buy, and it's an investment that you're making into you. You give everything to everybody else. You got to start putting something back in you.
I look at therapy like a facial for your soul.
Wow, that's so good.
I feel like you need that time where you can work on yourself, even if it's just an hour a day. BetterHelp actually matches you with a therapist, and there's financial aid if you need it. Right. So there's really no excuse why we can't sign up and get started and start working on our inward self, because it's affecting your everyday life. Right. Right. Why not get somebody that's non-biased to help you walk through your journey? Absolutely. So let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Lindsay's today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Lindsay's, LINDSEYS. So get on your journey through your wilderness. Go to BetterHelp, HELP.com/Lindsay's, LINDSEYS. Boom. Okay, so I'm at the surprise baby shower. Everybody's going around saying how they got saved through me, and I had no idea that all these people got saved. I had no clue. They're crying. I heard your message. I heard this message. The Runaway Bride brought me to Christ. Like so many messages. Your book, Pink Lips and Empty Hearts, changed my life. God used silent seasons to bring me back to Him. Like I'm hearing all these amazing things. And they're crying, and other girls are going and consoling them, and I'm just sitting there. And I said, I'm so sorry. I don't have the capacity to cry. I just don't. I'm so sorry. I couldn't cry. I didn't even know how it felt to cry. She did. I just remember yelling at everybody in the house. We had a house manager living with us at one point, and I yelled at him. You did. Poor Micah. At everybody. I yelled because everybody was incompetent and everybody was slow, and it was that testosterone in me. I mean, I went off on the TSA lady in Mexico. Oh, so, okay. Let me tell you this story, okay? You got to do the water. Oh, my God. So, my beautiful wife, we're coming from, where are we at? Punta de Mita. Yeah, Punta de Mita. We went to Punta de Mita. The Ritz-Carlton was fabulous. It was great. It was great. Was it the Four Seasons? It was one of those. No, we stayed at the Ritz. We went to the Four Seasons to go eat. But it was great. It was so beautiful. It was amazing. A great trip. And we're getting ready to leave now. So now the cars come pick us up. SUV's dropping us off at the airport. We're back. We've given them our bags. We're going to TSA. TSA lady, she looks and Heather has her water. And she looks at Heather and she says, alkaline water. She says, you can't have this. And typically on every other flight, Heather says, I'm a nursing mom. No, I was pregnant. I'm pregnant. We're on a baby moon, so I was about 5 months pregnant. She's like, I need water, and you guys don't have, I need alkaline water, certain kind of water I drink. In anybody else's world, that would seem like completely out of it. It passed though everywhere. But in Heather's world, she's right. She only drinks a certain type of water. That's it. So, and everywhere else we go, they just look at her and they be like, okay, whatever. And they take it and they test it. They test it. Yeah, I'm like, just don't put your hands on it when you test it. Like, don't touch don't touch the cap. She'll tell them that. And they'll be like, yes, ma'am. They put it inside. They test it. It's okay. They hand it back to her. And then she walks out. It's fine. This lady was not having it. She was like, no, you cannot have it. You cannot have it. You cannot have it. So Heather is sitting up there arguing with her. You blah, 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 blah. I'm going to drink this water and you ain't going to tell me what to do. And there's nothing you can tell me to do. Blah, 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 blah. So now at this point,
I walked away because I tried to tell Heather, I said, babe, I said, just let it go. We can get you some water. The way she turned and looked at me and said, why are you not helping me? Why are you not defending me?
No, I said, you on her side and not mine. I turned up when I was pregnant, y'all. I turned up.
She did.
I turned up.
So then I was like, I'm screaming. We're screaming at each other. She's still at TSA. I'm over here, and we're still talking. I'm over here about a liquor. She's over here. We going at each other. So finally, I walked back up, and I said,
you can go. I'll figure this out. If I go to jail, I'll figure it out.
And I was like, I said, but we're in Mexico now. We're in Mexico.
We didn't watch Locked Up Abroad, Heather. You don't want this life.
And I was looking at her, and I was like, Heather, you don't want this. Like, you don't want this. You're in Mexico. So she looks at, I looked at the lady, I said, do you mind just giving it to her, letting her drink the rest of it, and we could just end it? And she was like, she looked at the TSA lady looked at me, and she said, I'll give it to you, but I'm not giving it to her.
So I went to snatch it from her.
She went to hand it out. This is her getting ready to hand it to me, and Heather snatches it.
No, I tried to, but she pulled it back.
She pulled it back?
She pulled it back and only handed it to you.
Okay, then I got it. And then when I got it,
I looked at her.
Heather took it, looked at her, opened it up, and drunk it while staring her right between the eyes. I mean, I've never seen somebody.
I was about to go to jail for some water.
I've never seen somebody drink water like that, as much water as she drunk, and stared at her the whole time without blinking. And then we walked through the alcohol. Had to have been maybe.
No, he walked in front of me because he was so embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed.
He was so embarrassed.
So embarrassed. So we're probably what would you say, 6-7 feet from TSA? And I look over, and guess what's there?
The same exact water that I snatched. I was like, oh, there's my water. May I have dos waters, dos aguas? Nothing happened.
I was like, there's the water right there. It's like,
and he did not talk to me. And then we boarded. He was so mad. But the thing was when I was pregnant with Roman, I had no rationale. It was my way.
How can I protect you? There's nothing I can do to protect you right now. If you go to jail, there's nothing I can do to protect you.
Y'all, when I was pregnant, I remember calling one of my mentors, and I was like, I think he's going to divorce me because I have so much testosterone in me. Like, he's so emotional. Like, I can't. Like, I remember he kicked me off his board of our church.
I did.
He kicked me off the board completely.
I couldn't take it.
Because I went off on one of the board members because I told her she was incompetent.
That did happen.
Yeah. And he's like, that's your friend. You can't talk that way. I was like, I think we need to be honest with each other. And you're.
I'm like, you've never been this way.
I said, you're babying her. And he was like, I'm babying her. What are you talking about? But thankfully, my friend forgave me, and she's like, no, I understand. You were pregnant, and your testosterone. My testosterone was so strong, I couldn't even explain it. But that's how I was with Roman. I couldn't cry the whole pregnancy. Everybody was emotional. Everybody was so slow. It was wild to me. I felt like I went 9 months feeling like how a man feels.
Well, some men.
No, some men, not all, because honestly, a lot of men are in touch with their feelings. Yeah. I just felt like I didn't have any for 9 months.
You didn't have any feelings.
I had no feelings, you guys.
And now Roman is like that.
And Roman is like that, y'all.
Roman's like that.
I remember
Roman cries to get his way,
but not in any other time. Like, if he gets disciplined,
he's like,
he'll look you straight in the face.
I'm like, whatever.
I remember when you got the spoon and gave it to him.
Yeah,
he didn't cry.
I popped him with the spoon back then. Back then, the thing was when they were younger, it was like, hey, I'm getting the spoon.
Yeah, when he was 2. He looked you straight in the face when you were giving him pop-pops.
I gave him, it was always 2 pop-pops. Pop, pop. And he looked right at me in my face. Like, whatever. That's all you got,
that's all you got? You ain't no man.
And walked away. Looked at me like I was a punk.
Yeah.
And he walked right away.
And he would come to me, he was like, Daddy gave me a pop-pop. Disappointment. What's wrong with him?
Yeah.
But that is his personality. But I think what's helped us is recognizing that every child's different.
Yeah.
And how can we best meet their needs and foster where they are? Logan is very compassionate.
He's very compassionate.
And very sensitive. Still strong, still a leader. But I feel like he has a lot of the empathy that we have.
Mm-hmm.
He got that.
Yeah.
Like he really like loves people. He has like a little pastor's heart.
He does. He's definitely, if there was one of the three that I say would would go
pastor,
into ministry or something like that,
Yeah.
Logan is definitely that one to do it.
Oh, Logan is so compassionate. I remember we were driving by somebody and I was showing them the tents. And I remember when Logan was still first understanding the idea of what it means to be homeless. And he was so broken over it. He's like, how can we help them? What can we do? Like, he's so compassionate about it. And meanwhile, Taylor's like, oh, let's get a tent. You know what I mean? Can we get a tent at home? You know what I mean? But he's so compassionate. So it's like, it's recognizing that you can crush their little spirits if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Logan needs space to be able to cry and express his feelings and himself. And it's not that he's weak. He's actually very mature. It was funny. We were outside working out and he saw the neighbor and he started walking with the neighbor, and our neighbor walking towards us with the neighbor, and the neighbor was like, there's no way he's 10. And I was like, I know, he's so mature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he just needs to be heard too.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think I know that even hearing that is very different from what, a lot of the boomers grew up with, because there was no hearing them out. There was no, hearing to understand. It was my way or the highway. It was, this is how you need to be. And we just don't want to be those kind of parents. And I think that giving children that leeway to be able to express themselves and be who they are and all those things, I think those things are incredibly important.
It gives them confidence.
Yeah.
And having those hard conversations.
Yeah.
I remember one time, you were telling Logan, I don't know if you want to share this about the gym, going to the gym. You wanted to go by yourself.
Oh yeah. I wanted to, he's been going to the gym with me, and I woke up and I said, it was one Saturday morning. I said, I went in and I said, hey man, I'm going to go to the gym. And he said, okay, cool. He started getting up and I said, no, just rest. I'm gonna go by myself. And they're like, well, I want to go. And I was like, yeah, I know, buddy, but daddy wants to go today. Just go by himself. And he was like, oh, okay. And so we're driving to the gym, and he gets in the passenger seat and he says,
oh no, this is fast forward to today, because that was Saturday.
Yeah,
and you went by
Saturday.
yourself.
Yeah, I went by myself. So fast forward, he's going to the gym with me, and now he's sitting in the passenger seat, and he says, I went to the gym by myself that day. Next day or days later, he says, Dad, can I talk to you? Which that's the first time he's ever said that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, what's getting ready to happen? And he said, Dad, can I talk to you? And I said,
and you
sure,
hate
son.
that.
I hate that.
Because it's like anxiety.
A lot of anxiety. So
Yeah.
I'm like, what does he want to talk about? And he said, Dad, so I know that the gym is like your time. Like, and I know that you need time to yourself.
Yeah.
He's like, and I don't want you to feel like I have to be there. He was like, so I don't have to go all the time. He said, I'm just going to go walk with Mom and the kids around the pond. And maybe that's a good thing anyway, because I can help Mom with the kids, with the other two little ones. He was like, so you can have your time at the gym. And I listened to him and I said, you know what? You're exactly right. Like, the gym is my time. I said, but I enjoy hanging out with you, and I won't always have this time with you. I said, there'll come a day where you won't be able to go. I said, think about it. During the school year,
he can't go at all.
You can't go at all. I said, then you're going to be playing football and practicing. You definitely won't be able to go. I was like, so bro, I said, no, it's completely fine. Like, I love being around you. I said, but I tell you what, when I told you that I wanted to go by myself, I said, I told you I wanted to go by myself, right? And he was like, yeah. I said, good. I said, here's one thing we're going to do. I'm going to promise 100% to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I said, now, can you promise 100% to always be honest with me? No judgment, no ridicule, no dehumanization. You promise. And he was like, okay, promise.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll always tell you if I don't want you to go. And I said, but you can't be upset when I tell you. He was like, no, I won't be, because he said, I want my own time too. I like my time too. I said, all right, we got a bet. And he was like, okay. He went like this, and we fist bumped.
That's beautiful.
It was like,
I love that. So that Saturday, you text me and you felt very bad about telling him.
I felt really bad.
So he was like, somebody can bring him up here. So I was about to go get Logan and take him up to the gym.
Yeah.
And I went in there and Logan's like, no, it's fine. Dad said he needs some space. And I was like, no, Daddy wants you to come. Daddy changed his mind. Daddy's struggling with what he told you.
I was struggling in the gym.
And
I was like, man, I want him here with me.
So I said to Logan, do you feel like rejected when he said that? He said, of course I don't. I said, do you feel like abandoned? And he was like, Mom, I've never felt abandoned or rejected by either one of you guys. He's like, I feel very loved by you guys, and I feel like we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And that just meant so much to me, because you don't have those conversations. When we were older, we weren't able to identify those feelings and those emotions. You know what I mean? But for Logan to say, I have never felt that with you guys. He's like, I feel so loved. I feel so cared for. I've never felt rejected or abandoned by you guys. It's okay to have space sometimes.
Yeah. And it's okay to just let your kids like become who they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Give them that latitude to be and to explore and to learn and to fail and to succeed. I think that's so good, man. We just enjoy just being with y'all.
Yes,
definitely. We thank y'all so much for like always rocking with us. Thank you for sharing this with your family, your friends, your cousins, everybody else. And thank you for allowing us to be able to share our family and our life with you. I mean, this is life. This is our life. And the crazy thing is, it's not just our life, but in many ways, it's yours too. And we just thank you for being a part of our life. God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much. Introduces. We out.